home. Hello, everybody. Good afternoon. Welcome to episode 9 of 60 Feet 6 Inches. We're here in the home stretch. I mean, it's off season, and somebody else has come to grace us with a presence. Who's our special guest? Who's behind door number 2?
Or mic number 3.
There we go. It's the Commish. Commish is back.
I am the Commish. I'm back.
He's back. We're all feeling good. It's been a week since the World Series. It's kind of tough to think about this. The season's already over. World Series is over.
Yeah, the season went by really quick to me.
So quick.
I don't know why. I think maybe because the hometown Atlanta Braves seemed out of it, and then they got back into it, and then boom, they were done.
I'd agree. Yeah, I mean, it went by pretty fast. Congratulations to the 2022 World Series champions, Houston Astros. And I was actually told that during the whole postseason, not the season, but during the whole postseason, they didn't actually use trash cans. They used trash bags. So whenever they bang, it was like instead of like a bang, bang, bang. So it seems like they did it this time. Congratulations, Dusty Baker. We love you, Dusty. Oldest manager to win World Series since McClendon, Jack, with the Marlins back then. Dusty's been around a long time.
A long time. Cubs,
Giants, Nationals, Reds. Would have liked to seen him with Atlanta, but we got Brian Snicker there. Everything's working out okay. Dusty's got his World Series, and it seems like that he's there to stay in Houston. Seems like they like his morale. They like the way he does things. He's got a very old-fashioned mentality to the game, which is why probably I love him so much as a manager. And it seems like it's so funny. I don't know if you watched the Game 6, right whenever Kyle Tucker is catching that ball in foul territory, everybody else is looking up, just waiting, and then Dusty over there just waiting one more time just to go ahead and mark scorebook in his card. And then he marks it down, and then he puts it down, and then he starts going crazy. So it seems like he's still a student of the game, and cameras capture small stuff like that in the games, and you don't see that. It's
all right, so what's up with Dusty's outfit? Why does he wear wristbands and stuff?
I think
sweatbands. What?
Toothpick. I think it's just
toothpick's okay. I'm cool with that, right?
Yeah, that's
sort of old school look. That's his signature.
He's always been like that. He's always had sweatbands on his hands. Always had a toothpick. I think that's just, it's almost like putting baseball pants on without sliding shorts. It feels weird. Maybe maybe that's. Just
I want to see a basketball coach wear a headband on the sideline. Jim Harbaugh wears cleats.
He does, doesn't he? That's right. That's right. In Michigan, that's right. He does. Hey, you never. It's because he's running up and down the sidelines, following that referee, waiting to throw his book at that and saying, "You got to be kidding me," But 2022 is a great World Series. I thought it was actually really exciting. It was. Some will say it was kind of one-sided.
Do Olympic swim coaches wear Speedos? I don't know. Baseball's the only sport, isn't it?
Yeah,
where they wear a uniform, the managers.
Yeah, and it's funny because some managers nowadays will take that pull it on like Aaron Boone. I think he actually looks pretty sweet. He's got the cutoff hoodie and he's got the long sleeve shirt under it and stuff like that. But it's I think it is. Yeah, it's got to be because in basketball with the coaches, they wear suits, right? Go out there and wear suits. Football coaches
wear headbands and tank top and short shorts and their Converse.
Like in what is it, Will Ferrell in Semi-Pro, something like that. Yeah.
But congrats, Dusty Baker.
Congratulations, Dusty. And on that note, before we start getting into it, everybody, it's my favorite part of the show. It's on this day in baseball history. Today is November 14th, so we'll be looking back on the things that happened that had a little bit of a way that the game has been impacted, or some small things. Sometimes we'll do bursts, sometimes we'll do, awards. But on this day, we actually have two. One that's really good, has a lot to do with what's going on in the game now, and then another one that we actually talked about, Commish, that we're actually following up with that happened on the same day. Okay, so on this day in baseball history, in 1887, the Cleveland Blues of the American Association announced a new uniform design featuring dark blue stripes and piping. The new suit will inspire the nickname Spiders because of the web-like pattern. So you're telling me And there's a part 2. Hold on. I just got to go on this little rant. So you're telling me that after the Indians were the Indians for so long, they didn't have any kind of consideration to go back to the Spiders maybe? You just, Guardians of the Galaxy, let's just throw them out with one of the worst logos I have ever seen. With those 2 G's and it looked like the Flash Gordon with the wings coming and the baseball in the middle. I'm not so sure about that, Commish. You know how I feel about that.
No, describe that uniform again. That sounds pretty cool.
Okay, so dark blue stripes and piping, okay? And then also the nickname, which the new suit will inspire, it's called the Spiders, the Cleveland Spiders, because of the web-like pattern that's on it. So they all looking around looking like Spider-Man, but they're called the Cleveland Spiders. I think that would have been a good way for the organization to go instead of a new name, the Guardians. I mean, we continuously talk about this. I do not like that name. It sounds like a hockey team.
It's who they are now.
I guess so. And they got
what are they the guardians of? Our nation's capital?
the Cleveland Hearts.
No, it's not. No, I'm thinking Washington. It's not Washington.
Right.
What are they guardians of? I don't know the history why they became guardians. I mean, I know why they became. I don't know where they got that name from. Where they
was it? It couldn't have been like whenever the AAA Braves, the Gwinnett Braves, were thinking of a new name. What they did is they went out and got a poll from fans. I don't think the Stripers is a really good best fit, but as of right now, it works. It's definitely a whole lot easier to say than the Guardians. Stripers because of Lake Lanier, right? You got a lot of fish around here. But as far as the Guardians, I don't know how they came to that conclusion. I don't know if they had a poll or even if maybe directors on the board of the team maybe decided that. I don't know if they went to the PR department or the HR department and say, hey, what's best so we don't offend anybody. I don't know. I mean, they were clearly trying to change the name to not offend the Native American people of this country, which we respect in everybody.
All right, this is pretty lame. So listen to this. The Guardians of Traffic statues on their bridge.
Is that a serious article?
Yes. This is how they became the Guardians.
What?
The bridge. Guardians of Traffic statues near Progressive Field in Cleveland, located on the Hope Memorial Bridge. Their four-winged Art Deco figure sports winged helmets and crowns, and each statue holds a different vehicle to signify the spirit of progress in transportation.
What does that even mean? The spirit of progress.
What is
transportation?
This? Seriously, Cleveland?
I don't know if whenever Drew Carey said...
They said there was a push for the Spiders. There was a push.
I know. They should have gone with that. I like that.
Guardians? Really?
I don't understand.
A transportation type of thing? What is that?
I wonder what kind of... how some teams, before... or in between, maybe the seventh inning stretch or in between innings, they do like a race or something like that. Do they have like the Guardians of the Galaxy show up and you got Groot there says, I am Groot or something like that? I mean, if you're going to embrace that, you got to do something like that. If you don't, you got to go the other direction. I whenever this first happened, I seriously didn't think that it was serious, 100%. I thought they were joking because whenever I think of the Cleveland laughing, smiling Indian, I mean, that... It takes you back to the early 90s, takes you back to early Manny Ramirez, early Jim Thome, Albert Bell. I mean, it's the Alomar brothers. I mean, a lot of good players that came from the Cleveland Indians.
Kenny Lofton.
Thank you. Kenny Lofton. Exactly. Grady Sizemore. Grady Sizemore is... I love you, Grady. You hold a really close place in my heart. Played by injuries, but I love him. But... I just didn't think that they were going to go. I don't know. Maybe it was just. I just think that if it was any other name that I can think of at the time, Guardians would have been the last thing that I would probably thought of. The Cleveland Guardians. Might as well call them the Cleveland Carps or the Cleveland Bottom Feeders. Or you could
bottom feeders. You can't say that. They won their division.
Yeah, you're right. But I mean, you got the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame in Cleveland. Maybe something like that, like the Cleveland
Rockers,
the Cleveland Baritones. I got it right. 2023, the Cleveland Treble Clefs. something better than the Guardians.
Oh my gosh.
But anyways, interesting note on that with the way that the teams have changed, because they've been the most recent team to either show up and become part of the MLB or actually change their name. And then there's another one. This one was actually a follow-up on Van Johnson a couple episodes ago, Commish, and I wanted to follow this up because I thought it was fun to kind of add that in there. So on this day, November 14th, 1900, now when we talked about it previously, Van Johnson was the guy who kind of took part in the Western League, kind of brought it over, separated himself from the National League Commission, and then basically petitioned for the league to have two teams, National League and American League, okay? So this time, after all that we talked, going through the struggles with between the National League president and then Van Johnson, in 1900, on November 14th, the National League rejects the American League as an equal, declaring it an outlaw league outside of the national agreement, which is what pushed Van Johnson into separating himself from the national agreement, thus inaugurating a state of war. This follows the American League's announcement 2 days ago, on November 12, 1900, that it has made arrangements to go into Washington, D.C., Baltimore, and Philadelphia. 2 weeks later, the American Association makes it a three-way battle, but a third circuit will remain a minor league system, or a minor league team. So you had the two teams, and then you had the one minor league. So what that did is that pioneered everything to get pushed into two teams, and then before you know it, 1903, you have the first World Series. And if anybody didn't know, again, back then, World Series games were 9 games, best of 9. So it probably will look a whole lot different back then. But in this day in baseball history, Commish.
Nice.
All right, so we're going to run through game by game, highlight by highlight, a little bit, pretty much skim upon the World Series itself. It went by pretty quick. I don't know about you, Commish, but it seemed like it went by pretty quick. And like I said earlier, it seems like it was almost one-sided.
I didn't really watch a lot, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
And I'm a pretty good baseball fan. Yeah. I don't know if it was the Astros
already
being there, and the Phillies, I just didn't see it being much of a series, and as it turned out, it really wasn't.
No.
So, yeah.
Yeah. I was biggest reason why I watched it, of course, baseball aspect, the World Series atmosphere. I was interested on the Phillies only because I just wanted to see how two hot teams at the time were, how they would clash. And, the Phillies, other than, Phillies will be back. They will be. They will be back in the postseason. They definitely have the offense for sure. I think the pitching is probably the most thing, and then defense was pretty much the only thing that really kind of gave them a couple hiccups. But, the Astros, it's almost like the Astros picked it up like they just wanted to finish it last year, and that's what they did. They just finished it, did exactly what they were supposed to do. In Game 1, the pitching between Verlander and Aaron Nola were pretty much – it was the same. Verlander got rocked. Nola got rocked for 5 runs each. Not many strikeouts. I think they had 5 apiece. Nola went 4 1/3, I think, and I think Verlander went a whole 5. And then Kyle Tucker hits 2 bombs. Real Muto, it's tied all the way through the 10th inning. Real Muto hits a go-ahead home run, and then the Phillies ended up winning it, which actually, that Game 1, I was thinking, wow, this is pretty exciting because Real Muto did the same thing in San Diego. And I was thinking, wow, this is actually, Phillies just took this game. So I was thinking, this is actually going to be pretty good. And then rolls into Game 2. Phillies leading 1-0 in the series. Framber Valdez comes out, which I like him as a lefty. I think he pitched great all season, pitched great last year in the World Series against the Braves. And then Zach Wheeler goes. Framber goes out there, does what he does, pitches 6 1/3, 9 strikeouts, 1 earned run. Zach Wheeler, he's an okay pitcher. He pitched 5, 3 strikeouts, but he gave up 4 earned runs. Within the first 14 pitches of the first inning, Houston was already leading 3-0. 14 pitches. So right there, I was thinking, wow. Houston maybe took that a little personal last night. That loss, they're coming out strong, which I expect them to, And then,
so you had a lot of wow moments.
I did, yeah. And then, of course, Bregman hits a 2-run home run in the 5th inning. It's 5-0. In the 7th, for the Phillies, Castellanos doubles. Bohm, moves Castellanos to 3rd. Segura sacks fly, scores Castellanos 5-1. Pretty much the, main damage that they'll do. In the ninth inning, Bohm comes up, double, scores on an error by Yuri Gurriel. Phillies score, but, they still fall 5-2, so it's score at the series is tied right now, 1-1. And then we go to game 3. This right here was actually pretty good. Lance McCullers Jr. versus Ranger Suarez. McCullers ended up going 4 1/3. Suarez went all 5. 4 strikeouts, no runs. Lance McCullers had 5 strikeouts, but he gave up 7 runs. He gave up 5 home runs. All right, so Bryce Harper hits a home run, right? Alec Bohm's about to come up to the plate. Well, Bryce Harper just kind of, come here, motions.
Whispers to him. It talks to him.
Yeah. First pitch that Alex Bohm sees is a home run. I mean, and then Lance McCullers gives up another one, and then Schwarber and Hoskins go back-to-back. And I'm thinking, what is this guy doing? He's got to be tipping his pitches because now you can see a pattern. They're seeing him. They're going crazy in the dugout. They're having confidence. And then once Schwarber and Hoskins go back-to-back, I'm thinking, whoa, what's he doing? So I'm going back. Actually, I'm rewinding it. He's keeping, whenever he's throwing an off-speed pitch, he's actually kicking his leg out further than what he does when he throws his fastball. When he throws his fastball, he's more contained, keeps his body closer to him. So his leg is kicking. So I guess Harper sees that, tells Bohm, and then Bohm sees it first pitch. And then Schwarber, and then Hoskins, So it was that was definitely a one-sided game for sure. And then, the only thing I can say for Lance McCullers is you got a World Series championship. Just maybe work on the offseason, not tipping your pitches. Because it's funny, because I saw a video with Randy Johnson and Eduardo Perez. And they were talking. They were at the Hall of Fame, and they were talking, and Eduardo Perez has like the best average against Randy Johnson. And Randy came up to Eduardo and said, well, how did you hit so well against me? He said, well, over the years, I actually noted that you tipped your pitches. So he said, get a glove. So Randy had a glove. He had a ball. He said, show me your fastball. Of course, he grips it. He says, show me your slider. Show me your two-seam, your sinker, and then that was it. All of his off-speed pitches, his glove was outstretched. And his fastball pitches, his glove was contained where he was almost like grabbing the ball. Very, very interesting. And it's funny because Eduardo had told him that, and Randy was like, well, why didn't you tell me? He's like, well, I had the best career against
yeah, right?
I can tell you. But I thought that was pretty interesting. And certain things like that, especially in a World Series game, players are looking for that.
Sure.
They're more focused. They're looking for certain things where they can get an advantage. And I think the Phillies just took that and ran with it. So Game 3 was pretty much cut and dry. So the Phillies close that one out. So they lead 2-1 right now. So they don't need 2 more wins to close it. Well, Game 4. Christian Javier has a little bit of a different idea of how he wants the series and the game to end. So he goes 6 innings, 9 strikeouts. It is, after he comes out, it's Brian Abreu, Montero, and then Ryan Presley. It is literally inning by inning. Abreu, 1 inning, 3 strikeouts. Montero, 1 inning, 1 strikeout. Ryan Presley, 1 inning, 1 strikeout. This is the first combined no-hitter in World Series history. Now, of course, it's not that big of a deal. These announcers and everything were going crazy comparing that to Don Larson. Let me tell you something right now, Astros, bullpen, and starting pitching. You're not even close to Don Larson. Don Larson single-handedly handed the Yankees a perfect game, if I will add. And
was it a no-hitter? Yes. Is it the same as one dude throwing a no-hitter? Absolutely not.
No. You have 4 fresh arms. 3, excuse me. Now, Christian Javier pitched his tail off. Christian, that was probably the best performance you've ever thrown. Much less in the World Series. But you have 3 bullpen guys that are fresh come in, especially Brian Abreu. He comes in 3 strikeouts. Bam, bam, bam.
And that's how I know there's a difference. I've seen a no-hitter.
Yes, exactly.
Combined no-hitter by the Atlanta Braves. I was at that game.
Oh, yeah. That's right.
But I couldn't tell you through it. I guarantee you, if I was in the stands and saw Nolan Ryan throw one, I'd know who threw it.
Who was it? Was it the Astros?
No, the Braves threw a combined no-hitter.
Was it? I thought it was against us.
No.
Was it
I'll
a
look it up.
7-inning game?
I think Merker was part of it.
Okay.
No, it wasn't a 7-inning game. It was
because
a 9-inning game.
I knew Baumgartner He threw a no-hitter against us last year, 7-inning game. And I know Randy Johnson threw one against us. He threw one against us twice, I think.
So there you go. That just explains it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's right. So here you go. 1991.
91.
Combined no-hitter. Kent Mercker. Mark Wohlers. Alejandro Pena.
Oh, Alejandro Pena.
There you go.
There we go. And it's funny because
I was there for that.
When we see no-hitters, especially with one pitcher, you can tell when the pitcher is literally just trying to get whatever he can left.
And I remember this combined no-hitter and just being like, yeah, cool.
Golf clap.
All right.
2 fingers together, golf clap. Yeah. I mean, it's exciting in the World Series. You win, yes, but also at the same time, it's not the same as if one pitcher went out there and did it, like Don Larson. So that's a great accomplishment, but it's something, to where it'll be remembered. It's going to be in history. They got the ball, all the guys and the, Christian Vasquez, and everybody held the ball and everything. It's going to be in Cooperstown. Great. All right. So series is tied 2-2 by now. All right. It's game 5. Verlander's back on the mound. He's got a little bit of a reset. This is a little bit of a surprise. The Phillies put Noah Syndergaard on the mound. Maybe for a rest for other pitchers. I don't know.
Thor.
But he must have left Stormbreaker at home because he is not the same Noah that I remember. Not at all.
No.
And that's unfortunate. It's almost like, do you think he maybe threw just too much or maybe too hard in New York?
It seems like these guys that come through New York, they're done. Yep. Remember Matt Harvey?
Yes. Great.
Noah Syndergaard?
Yep.
Now, DeGrom having health issues?
Yeah, he's already opted out.
I don't know.
Not saying he can't resign, but, but it seems like...
Hey, if you're a stud pitcher, don't go to the Mets.
God, it seems like that they either are great when they get there and terrible when they leave, or they're terrible there, and then when they leave, they're great. It's almost like, what? They're injuring their players.
So Thor.
Yeah. I just
wasn't much of a Thor.
No. Didn't
his hair looked good, though.
As always, right? As always. He may need to shave it off, maybe to start something new, maybe something like that. But, he only went 3 innings. Had 4 Ks, yeah, but, gave up 2 earned runs in 3 innings, and that's definitely not where they want to be, especially with the way that Verlander's pitching. It was that's pretty much how it goes. Astros, score, by Pena single. Altuve scores from third, and the Phillies, Schwarber hits a leadoff home run. The game is tied 1-1 in the first inning. Verlander gives up a single to Segura. Marsh and Schwarber walk, bases loaded. Verlander escapes the jam, which is great, and now it goes to the 4th inning. Okay, you got Jeremy Pena leadoff home run. Astros lead 2-0. And then in the 7th inning, Chas McCormick hits a ball to third. Yuri Gurriel breaks whenever the infield's in. He gets in a rundown. And then I think Rhys Hoskins, I don't know if it was Rhys Hoskins or somebody, I think it was Rhys, gets him in a rundown and then somehow falls over him and then knees him in the back of the head. So he exits. So he's no longer on the roster. And then pretty much it. Top of the 8th, Yordan Alvarez comes up with runners on first and third. Nobody out, ground ball to first. Altuve scores on an error by Rhys Hoskins, which seems like he was making an error almost every day. He's tough, where either the ball is bouncing right in front of him, ricocheting off, or almost kind of how like Matt Olson did in Arizona, where he stuck a glove out and the ball hit the top of the glove.
You mean rough?
Yeah, rough.
Not tough.
Pena advances to second on that. Mancini strikes out to end the inning. And then bottom of the 8th, we got runners on first and second for Philly. Segura line drive to right field. Castellanos scores. It's 3-2 now. Chas McCormick comes up in center field, makes a great catch. That's 2 outs right there in deep right center. Harper walks right there in the 9th, and then Castellanos grounds out to Pena to end it, and then it's 3-2. So Houston leads the series 3-2, and guess what? They got 1 more to go. It's funny how Philly was leading this series 2-1 and then just boom, collapse. So we're going into Game 6. Framber Valdez is back on the mound. 6 innings, 9 strikeouts. Only gives up 1 earned run. Pitches his tail off. Zach Wheeler's back out there. He pitches 5 1/3, 5 strikeouts, 2 earned runs, which I'm sure with any other team, he's going to win that game. Only giving up 2 runs. But, Valdez is in complete control. He's literally retires, I think, 11 in a row, and then nobody scores. Schwarber comes up in the 6th inning, hits a leadoff home run. And then basically the next inning, in the bottom of the 6th, Maldonado gets hit by pitch. Altuve gets on first by fielder's choice. And then Jeremy Pena singles up the middle. Altuve to third, runners on first and second. Well, Mr. Yordan Alvarez comes up with a 2-1 count. It's a absolute bomb. Dead center, 450 feet. It puts them up 3-1. And then the same inning, all those runs that they scored were pretty much that same inning. Bregman gets on second. He walks, basically gets on second by wild pitch. Christian Vasquez comes up. He scores him. He's on first, 4-1. It's tough, especially right then. 7th inning, out there, Hector Neris comes out to replace Framber Valdez. 1, 2, 3. 8th inning. 8th inning comes out there, Brian Abreu. Line out, fly out. And get this. Why? Oh, why is Kyle Schwarber bunting with 2 strikes, with 2 outs? Why? Is he trying to make something happen? Well, guess what he does? Pops it up. He's out. Inning over. I don't know what that was going. I don't know what that was right there. So 9th inning, Ryan Presley comes out, gets Nick Castellanos to fly out to Kyle Tucker in foul territory. 3 outs. No big deal. He gets 2 outs, no big problem. But then 3 outs, final. Astros win 4-1, and they are 2022 World Series champions. Take the series 4-2.
And Mattress Mac orders his wheelbarrows to take to the casino to load up on his cash.
$75 million. My goodness. And he did it last year too, right? But I wonder how much he lost. Don't matter now.
He loses more than he wins.
He does.
They talk about him every year, and he loses.
I don't know where he gets all that cash from. I don't know.
Guess his mattress business.
I guess so. I guess he must do a lot of advertising. They must have a lot of mattresses over there. But even anybody, if you're ever in the Houston, Texas area and you need a brand new mattress, I'm sure they're probably restocking their inventory right now. But that puts kind of like the last little period on the end of the paragraph for the season. World Series is over with, and now we just kind of roll right into the postseason. Off season. This is last year was a lot different. So this year we got no agreement holding us back. Everybody can just sign right off the bat. A lot of players are either getting bought out or the last year of their contract, or they're not taking the qualifying offer. I would guess Aaron Judge is not taking the qualifying offer. I'd guess Trey Turner's not taking it. Xander's not taking it, and then Dansby's probably not taking it. So you have, it just happens to be the year for the shortstops, free agency.
Good bet.
And Correa also. So, there hasn't been a lot of signings. I know we try to stay within the middle with MLB, but the Braves have pretty much.
It's been some rumors. DeGrom and the Rangers, right?
Yeah, DeGrom and the Rangers. Trey Turner and the Philadelphia Phillies.
That's 2 guys. If you're not getting Dansby back, I want one of them.
I know.
We got the money, right? You know what? I'm not sweating.
No.
Double A knows what the heck he's doing.
He's a genius, this guy. He's tested and mother approved. Kid tested, mother approved. So he's good. I just think that...
he said Vaughn Grissom's going to work 3 times a week with Wash at shortstop.
But that doesn't mean I want him at short.
No, I don't either.
That doesn't mean I want him there. But you have an option to put him there. Now, it's different. It kind of reminds me of Austin Riley.
Would you do this? Listen, this crazy
scenario.
Crazy scenario.
Buckle up.
Are you good with Vaughn Grissom playing shortstop if Aaron Judge comes?
Oh, my goodness.
That's not happening, but.
Yes, I am actually. Because, short porch. Oh, my goodness, yeah. I think. I got one for you. I got a counter question for you. Would you be okay with Vaughn Grissom playing short if we got Jacob deGrom?
We have money.
Yeah.
Why can't we get deGrom and a shortstop?
Wow.
Is that being greedy?
No, because if we do that, to be honest, I do love Trey Turner. I love me some Trey Turner. Love Dansby. I like Xander Bogaerts. He hits.
I think if we get DeGrom, that's great, but he has had health issues, right? So I think we still need to get a shortstop.
Well, just go ahead and sign Dansby.
Or sign Dansby.
We have a better chance of getting him at a cheaper rate.
So here's Dansby's girl.
Mallory.
Yeah. You know where she lives, right?
Where's she live? L.A.?
Chicago.
Oh, she lives in Illinois?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's where her soccer
Oh, okay. Yeah.
professional soccer team is.
She's legit.
Does she live there? I don't know, but that's where her professional soccer team is.
Right.
Could the Cubbies be looking at it? Yeah.
Wow.
Could Dansby be a
Well,
Cubby?
I mean, they're going to lose their catcher. They're going to lose Contreras. He's not going back to Chicago. Do the Cubs go after Rizzo again, do you think?
I don't know. I think they're going young.
Yeah, so the Yankees will probably scoop him back up. I mean, if you get, that's actually a great move by Chicago.
I don't know. Just throwing that out there.
But I mean, you don't have anybody else.
But I'm. You know what? I'd be good with any of those shortstops.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, because Dansby's been a Brave. I'd
He's
like to see
comfortable
him
there.
back.
He's consistent.
And if he's gone, definitely you want to say Trey Turner's by far the best shortstop in the league, in my opinion.
Yeah, Dansby got him a Gold Glove this year too.
So yeah,
that kind of actually hurts us because then his stock goes up even more.
True. So it'll be interesting to see what happens.
Yeah,
what Double A does.
It will be. Yeah, and I like this offseason because you don't have to. You know, last year with the bargain agreement, you just didn't know what was going on. You know,
I could see us going after a shortstop more than like a Jacob deGrom.
I agree.
Just because, I mean, I think that the writing's sort of on the wall when you sign Charlie to that deal, right?
Solidifying it.
Sort of saying he's in our starting rotation.
Yeah.
I mean, so, you know, and obviously Fried, Strider. I mean, the year that Kyle Wright had.
My goodness, 21 wins.
Then you got through Charlie in there. That's 4. And I mean, you still got some young guys.
Anderson, Elder, maybe.
Soroka. Do we
Tom
keep
Muller.
mentioning that name, though?
I know. No. Well, only because the offseason, only because once the spring training comes and we see how he is as far as evaluating, then we can have a fair take on him. Only because
that guy,
not ready yet.
He was,
not ready
in my
yet.
opinion, so much better than Max Fried.
Oh, he's your number one.
When they were healthy coming up together.
Mm-hmm.
And it was just like year after year after year injury with that guy.
Mm-hmm.
His stuff was electric.
It's tough to tear your Achilles twice.
Yeah.
And this guy did it within like a 6-month span.
Just walking down some stairs.
Walking down back from the gym.
You know what? I bet you Mr. Achilles surgeon is no longer Mr. Achilles surgeon for the Braves. I wouldn't.
Unless he's going out there and doing layups or something like that, playing basketball. Like
that's different.
Like he should
walking downstairs. I don't know.
Supposedly.
But yeah, Soroka, that's a name that we haven't heard in a while and would be a great thing. Ozzy, but I mean, it seems like in the last couple of years we've had some serious injuries.
And then Ozzy coming back and then breaking his finger
immediately, right?
Freak injuries. Yeah.
So, I mean, you look at our lineup. I mean, Olsen at first, Albies at second, Riley, Michael Harris, Acuna, catchers Darno and Contreras.
Mm-hmm. Well, pretty solid. Other than, shortstop. I mean, well, left field is a little bit of a worry only because I want to see a good full year of Eddie Rosario without eye surgery. And to be honest, I would like to see what Adam Duvall can do. Only because he rakes and he's got a good glove.
He doesn't rake. What are you talking about?
He rakes.
Adam Duvall.
Yeah.
What's his career batting average?
It's got to be lower than 210.
That's not raking. He'll hit you some bombs. He'll be streaky for you.
Good outfielder.
True. I mean,
you won him a Gold Glove last year.
I'm being greedy, right? I want every position.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. I digress. Maybe not raking, but as far as a consistent glove, yes. But he gets injured so much. And then with Eddie going in between Grossman And then Ozuna, I don't know. Ozuna, I feel for you, man. It's just I just think that you're just not meshing well with the Braves. That's it. Really. I just think it's not meshing well, and to be honest, we don't have anywhere for you to play. And we paid you, what, 18, 19? Oh, my goodness. Nobody's going to take that. Miami, take it from us if we...
But it will be interesting to see what we do with Grisham.
Yeah.
I mean, he came in, filled in for a little bit, and did really well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, there's going to be a lot of needs, especially the Mets. Mets are losing a lot of people, too. So there's a lot of questions that need to be answered for a lot of teams. I mean, what about teams that kind of got on the cusp, like Seattle? What do you do this offseason? Do you try to add? Do you not do anything because it seemed to work well? You know, do you maybe lock on Winkler and Eugenio Suarez to kind of?
Yeah, I think Seattle's going the right direction.
Yeah, because they already locked down Julio, right? Which is good. He's a good face for the franchise. But I mean, the Angels. I see the Angels going after Judge or the Giants. But I mean, the Angels, they have to do something. They can't just have two players every year and then always lose.
So I am excited. I don't know if we've mentioned this about the schedule next year, right?
Oh, yeah. We're playing everybody.
Everybody plays everybody
Yep.
now, which is sort of cool.
Yeah. Yeah, you get to see players that you never...
So we won't be playing our division rivals like, I forget how many times we played them. Was it like 18 or 19 times?
Yeah,
I think it's
like
down to like 11 or 13 times because you got to play everybody else.
What does that do for...
I like it. I like the opportunity to go see some of these American League teams come to our ballpark here in Atlanta.
That's right. Yep. Mm-hmm. Maybe see the White Sox or something like that.
Yeah.
You know, or the Athletics or something like that. Or maybe even the Orioles, you know. Something to where you can get two franchises to where they usually don't play each other other than the postseason, you know, here. So I think that's good. That still doesn't change my opinion about you, Rob Manfred. I'm sure you're a nice gentleman, but as far as your baseball operations, you suck. And get rid of these blackouts. Come on, Manfred. Get rid of these blackouts to where if somebody's living in Kansas and they are New York Yankees fans, let them watch. And don't black it out. And then, you have... I think for some reason this just feels like a little bit more normal offseason, probably because last year it was a little bit restricted and everything happened so fast. Like I like the offseason and the hot stove and free agency only because you always, you know, like you get that call like last year, like whenever Chris Bryant went to the Colorado Rockies. And to be honest, I haven't even heard of him this year. I don't even know what he's doing out there. Or Javier Baez going to Detroit. What? But, I mean, you have these guys that want to chase money. They're getting paid. Obviously, there's teams that are willing to pay them. But it's always like a big question. Whenever, I don't know, Clemens was, you know, debating either between the Astros or the Yankees, and then he goes to the Yankees or something like that. Or, you know, stuff like that, you know, big offseason acquisitions that just surprising. You know, I've got my station turned to MLB Network
no doubt
all the time, and Hot Stove with Vasgersian and Harold Reynolds is great. Love it.
Was it, the best show for baseball when I was a kid?
This Week in Baseball.
Yes. Was that
Yes,
Mel
sir.
Allen, right?
Mel Allen and Al Michaels, actually.
Oh my gosh, that was so good, dude. I'd look forward to that was it Saturday mornings?
Yep. How about that?
Oh my gosh, amazing.
Yeah, it was good. It's funny because they used to show kids bullpen pitchers have like a big league chew, and they'd have a wad of Red Man tobacco, and they used to spin it and then wrap the gum in it and just put it in there like, that's how you chew big league. That's how you chew big league tobacco or something like that. It's like hilarious.
Good stuff.
They would, bring you in the clubhouse, see what other guys' locker rooms look like, or, guys during spring training would joke with other guys, put like a gum with a cup on the top of his hat and he won't even notice it, stuff like that. Yeah. But yeah. And that's whenever you see stuff like Bonds and Jim Leland getting into it in spring training and stuff like that. Like stuff like that, I love it because it gets raw. Because a lot of people they'll look on TV and think these baseball players they've got everything and stuff like that, which most of them do. But they're all human also. But a good aspect. But I mean, the good thing about this offseason is next episode, we're going to be jumping into fun stuff, talking about baseball stadiums, old baseball parks. Talk about my trip to Cooperstown that I go pretty much every year. Check it out, and then we could talk about baseball movies.
How about baseball collectibles? That'd be a fun episode.
Oh yeah, that would be. Yeah, you got some good collectibles, Commish?
Oh, I do.
Oh yeah. I got probably. I have 2. Well, no, I have 3 prized possessions. I have Sandy Koufax's 1965 Cy Young.
Ooh,
yeah,
nice.
His last year. Yeah. I have Roger Maris's rookie card.
Ooh, nice.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I've got. Let's see, Strawberry's rookie card. That's okay. I got DJ's rookie card, David Justice.
Okay.
Yeah, I got Freddie's rookie card, and then I got like a lot of random stuff. Like I have Babe Ruth's old pitching card.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah,
I got a good bit of rookie. I mean, you think of classic guys now. I mean, the Ripkins and the Jeters and the all those guys. The Pete Roses. All that. I have all those rookie cards.
Yeah.
Ricky Henderson's.
Oh yeah,
Which used to be the hottest card, right?
The best leadoff hitter ever.
I have like 8 of those bad boys.
Wow.
I probably need to get them graded. One of them might pop.
9.8, baby.
But I got Don. Speaking of no hitters, Don Larson's card and the 58. I got the 58 card.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I have Michael Jordan's rookie card.
No.
Yes, I do. When he was with the Barons. Well, technically the White Sox, but whenever he got.
Oh, gosh.
I'm not
the
talking
baseball
about minor league
card,
ball.
man.
I'm not talking about
I thought you meant the basketball card, which is like out the roof.
Oh, okay. We're not talking basketball.
But no, back in the days, and you're starting to see them come back a little bit. Card shops are starting to come back a little bit.
Yeah.
And a cool thing, they used to be a card shop when the kids were little. So probably 20 something years ago, and they'd have what they called Pack Wars every Tuesday night.
Oh yeah.
You'd go over there, and they just give you a free pack. It'd be weird cards, right? Whoever has the guy with the most career home runs, and you'd win a raffle ticket.
Really?
And at the end, they had these 3 sets of prizes. You know what I won on those raffles? I won authentic and what do you call it? The authentication. Chipper Jones signed Atlanta Braves hat.
Hey.
Who's the catcher?
Javi's
signed bat.
Yeah.
I've gotten some cool stuff from that, but that was fun.
That is cool.
And you got to keep the cards that they give you.
FYI for anybody that
and you can buy extra packs to make your odds better too.
Ooh. Anybody that has that is very cool. Anybody that has a Chipper Jones autograph thing, Commish, you can back me up on this. This is how you know it's real. He signs it Chipper, and then in the O, he puts a number 10.
In the J for Jones.
In the J, yes, thank you. Yep, that's how you know it's real.
Yeah.
Yep. He used to, a couple of years ago, whenever I was probably, I was at, God.
Well, you're in Kennesaw now.
15 plus 20 years ago, yeah.
You might run into him every now and then.
I might, yeah.
I've seen him several times in Hickory Flat, Woodstock area.
Yep. I went to, my grandmother was actually she was working in a dentist office, and he was actually a patient there. I guess by the time of dipping, he wanted to get his teeth right or something like that. I understand. But he came in and signed autographed baseballs for us. Really nice guy. Called him Larry. He answered to Larry. He did. I was thinking he might get pissed.
Ballsy of
you. Yeah. But he's a big dude.
Yeah, he is.
He's huge. The TV doesn't do justice. Like they look big, but you see him. He's like 6'4", 6'5". He's a hefty dude. But yeah, small stuff like that. Stuff like that's at Cooperstown. It's tough to beat what's in there. They have like old ticket stubs. They have like the old Braves satin jerseys. All kinds of crazy stuff.
We need to do an episode on all that. That'd be cool.
Cannot wait.
That'd be fun.
Yeah, but off season's here, Commish. I mean, we've been in the slowdown lane pretty much for the last 2 weeks, and we're going to get right back on the shoulder and keep going. And we're going to have episodes throughout the off season, all the way up to spring training. And also tonight, if everybody was going to tune in tonight, the Writers Association will announce the Rookie of the Year. So everybody tune into that. It's going to be pretty exciting. I'm honestly thinking that Strider and Harris are going to be co-rookie of the year. I think that would be amazing. I think that'd be awesome. But
Would they do that?
I don't know. When was the last time? What was it? Keith Hernandez and then was it Willie Stargell that shared a co-MVP?
Oh, they did?
I think so.
MVP.
Yeah. But I don't know if it's ever been co-rookie of the year. Has that ever happened?
That'd be cool.
That would be cool. But we'll find out when we find out tonight. But everybody, it's been great pleasure. Thanks for listening. Everybody, thank you so much for tuning in. We're starting to get more and more listeners every day, Commish. I mean, I love this. Thanks, everybody, for listening. This is more really fun for us, and we just, spill our beans about how we feel about the game. We just happen to have listeners that enjoy it. So thank you, everybody, for tuning in. Tune in sometime later this month. We're going to be getting into the good stuff, and we're going to be looking out for free agency as well. But Commish, episode 9 is coming to a close, brother. Thanks for joining in. Everybody, keep your grass green and your pants dirty. 60 feet 6 inches. We'll catch you next time.